And a good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex on the beautiful campus of Arkansas Tech University for NCAA Super Regional Softball action between the 15th ranked Mule Riders of Southern Arkansas and the 7th ranked Arkansas Tech Golden Suns. I'm Patrick Camerlin, glad to have you here with us on River Valley Radio as well as ArkansasTechSports.com for those of you listening to us on the live stream. A berth in the NCAA College World Series is on the line as these familiar opponents face for the second time this season the Golden Suns and Mule Riders split their four-game Great American Conference Series earlier this season as Gum was named the NFCA Pitcher of the Week after holding the Mule Riders to just 3 hits and struck out 24 batters in the 2 victories. Both of these teams are coming off of a 3-0 victories in their respective Central Region tournaments as both teams were the host teams. Let's get started by meeting the starting lineups for both teams. First from the visitors on the scoreboard from Magnolia, batting first, Liz Hudgens, the senior and center fielder, batting second, Taylor Gwynn, senior, batting .332 and playing second base. Batting third, Brooke Goad, the left fielder. Batting fourth, Darian Harris, first baseman. Batting fifth, the DP, Maddie Dow, Ashton Atwell, the right fielder, batting sixth, Tyler Casada, the catcher, batting seventh, Chelsea Jordan, the third baseman, batting eighth, and Summer Ehrig playing shortstop and batting ninth. In the circle for the Mule Riders, Kimmy Beasley, a senior with a 1.27 ERA. We'll come back here to Chartwells after the national anthem and the starting lineup for your Arkansas Tech Golden Suns. You're listening to Golden Suns Softball. And welcome back to the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex here on the beautiful campus of Arkansas Tech University. Getting ready for NCAA Super Regional Softball action. I'm Patrick Camerling. Thank you for joining us here on River Valley Radio. Starting off in the circle for the Golden Suns, Jalissa Gum with a .56 ERA, the lowest in all of college softball, all of Division I, II, and III. She's only had 2 earned runs in her last 87 innings. Leading off for Southern Arkansas will be Liz Hudgens, the center fielder, senior, batting .335 on the season. This will be her 58th start and her 179th at-bat. Beautiful day here at Chartwells. Good crowd on hand for trying to see if the Golden Suns can clinch a berth in the NCAA College World Series for the first time in program history. Hudgens steps in, and we're going to get going here with the first pitch coming from Gum. Going to be outside for ball 1. 1-0 count now. 1-0 pitch coming from Gum. Be low for ball 2. The count is now 2-0. Top of the first inning here at Chartwells. Liz Hudgens at the plate for the Mule Riders. Southern Arkansas sitting at 49-9. Third pitch from Gum, swung on and missed. Going to move the count to 2-1. Gum gets the sign, the 2-1 pitch to Hudgens. And the outside for ball 3. He's going to move the count to 3-1 for Hudgens. Infield for the Golden Suns playing in. Ettinger at third base. Megan Goodnight at first base, both playing in. The 3-1 pitch to Hudgens will be fouled off. Count now full at 3-2. No outs, top of the first inning here. Glad to have you with us here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com for those of you listening on the live stream. Hudgens steps in awaiting the 3-2 pitch. We popped up foul over the press box. The count will stay at 3-2. Taylor Gwynn, the second baseman for Southern Arkansas, waits on deck. Three-two pitch from Gum. Swung on and missed, and there's one away here in the top of the first inning for the Golden Suns. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Taylor Gwynn, the senior, batting .332 on the season. This will be her 56th start of the season, and also her 184th at-bat. One out on the board here in the top of the first inning. First pitch coming from Gum. Check swing. They're going to look down to see if she went. They're going to say she didn't. Going to make the count 1-0. Gwynn steps in awaiting the 1-0 pitch. From the inside for ball 2 of the count. Makes the count 2-0. One out on the board. Top of the first inning. Brooke Goad awaits on deck for Southern Arkansas. Gum gets the sign, the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Moves the count to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch coming from Gum. Just a bit outside. It's going to make the count 3-1. Gwynn steps in, the 3-1 pitch coming from Gum. Swung on and missed, going to make the count 3-2. Three-two count now for Gwynn. One out on the board, top of the first inning here. Gum gets the sign, the 3-2 pitch. Going to be a low for ball 4, and Southern Arkansas is going to have Taylor Gwynn on first base. It's going to bring up the sophomore Brooke Goad, the left fielder, batting .369 on the season. It's going to be her 58th start, 168th at bat. Taylor Gwynn on first base, the first pitch coming. In there for strike 1. Makes the count 0-1. One out on the board. The 0-1 pitch coming from Gum. Swung on and missed. And Gum gets ahead early, 0-2 in the count. Gum gets the sign, the 0-2 pitch coming. Outside for the ball 1 of the count. Count now 1-2, one out on the board. Taylor Gwynn on first base for Southern Arkansas. The 1-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed. And there's 2 away here in the top of the first inning. It's going to be Julissa Gum's second strikeout of the day, 252nd rather, strikeout of the year. And it's going to step Darian Harris for Southern Arkansas. First baseman, senior, batting .406, a team high. Left-handed batter. First pitch coming from Gum, going to be in there for strike one. 0-1 count now. 2 outs on the board here in the top of the first inning. Runner on first base for Southern Arkansas. The pitch from Gum. In there for strike two. The count's now 0-2. Julissa Gum getting in command of the circle early. 0-2 pitch coming. Going to be high for ball one of the count. Makes the count 1-2. Ayers steps in. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Going to say she didn't go. Going to make the second ball of the count. Move the count to 2-2. Two pitch coming from Gum. Just a bit outside for ball three. Going to move the count to full at 3-2. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Julissa Gum strikes out the side, and the Golden Suns are going to head to the bottom of the first, looking to get some runs on the board. We'll see if they can do it. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. And welcome back here to Chartwell's Women's Sports Complex. 1-2-3 hitters due up for Arkansas Tech. Alex Ettinger, the sophomore, batting .389 due to lead it off. In the circle for Southern Arkansas, Kimmy Beasley, the senior, 1.27 ERA, a 24-4 record here, 33rd appearance, also her 28th game started. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us here on River Valley Radio, also ArkansasTechSports.com. I'm Patrick Camerling. Glad to have you here with us. Great crowd on hand here at the Chartwell's Women's Sports Complex. If you got some time, make it out. It's a beautiful day for some NCAA Super Regional softball. Ettinger's going to step in now, the third baseman. 58th start, also her 211th at-bat of the season. Looking to get things started here for the Golden Suns. The first pitch going to be chopped to the second baseman. Shortstop calls her off, going to be caught for the first out. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the first inning for the Golden Suns. Summer Eric on the catch for Southern Arkansas. And it's going to step in Destiny Crumpley, the freshman, batting .321 on the season, playing DP today, designated player. Here, 52nd start, and also her 162nd at-bat of the season. First pitch coming from Beasley. Will be popped up to right field. Right fielder's going back. Going to make the catch. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. The right fielder, Ashton Atwell, for Southern Arkansas, making the catch. It's going to step in Julissa Gum, the pitcher today, the junior, batting .372 on the season. Be her 55th started game, and also her 172nd at-bat. Right-handed batter awaits the first pitch from Beasley. First pitch swung on and missed. Make the count 0-1. A quick 2 outs here against the Golden Suns in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless. Beasley gets the sign, the 0-1 pitch coming. Be high for ball one, going to make the count 1-1. Gum awaits the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Makes the count 1-2 against Gum. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. Here in game 1 of the NCAA Central Super Regional. 1-2 pitch coming from Beasley. The outside for ball 2, going to move the count to 2-2. Cambry Hill awaits on deck for the Golden Suns. Jalissa steps back in, awaits the 2-2 pitch from Beasley. Be fouled off over the visiting team's dugout. Count's going to stay at 2-2. Gum awaits the 2-2 pitch from Beasley. Beasley gets the sign, the 2-2 pitch. The outside for ball 3. Good eye by Jalissa. Going to move the count to full at 3-2. The 3-2 pitch from Beasley. The outside for ball 4, and Jalissa Gum's going to move to first base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Going to bring up Cambry Hill, the center fielder senior, batting .299. A big part of why Arkansas Tech is in this Super Regional. He'll hit 2 home runs in 2 separate games to bring in the only runs for both those games, especially a big home run in the bottom of the 11th inning to win the game against Minnesota State on day 2 of the Central Regional. Hill steps in, the first pitch coming from Beasley. In there for strike 1. Makes the count 0-1. Jalissa Gum on first base for the Golden Suns. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. 2 outs on the board. 0-1 pitch coming from Beasley. Outside ball's going to get past. Gum's going to move over to second, and the Golden Suns have a runner in scoring position. Makes the count 1-1. He'll step back in. 1-1 pitch coming from Beasley. Sarah Coronado on deck for the Golden Suns. The 1-1 pitch. Fly ball to right field. It's going back. The right fielder, Ashton Atwell, is going to be there to retire the Golden Suns in the bottom of the first inning. They're going to strand 1, and we're going to move to the top of the second inning. You're listening to Golden Suns Softball. And welcome back to Arkansas Tech University, the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex here on River Valley Radio and ArkansasTechSports.com. We're in the top of the second inning here, NCAA Super Regional between Arkansas Tech and the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. Still scoreless here. It's 5, 6, 7 hitters due up. The designated player, Maddie Dow, junior, 329, due to lead off for Southern Arkansas. Be her 58th start and also her 164th at-bat. First pitch coming from Gum here in the top of the second. In there for strike 1. Count now 0-1. Pitch coming from Gum. Outside for ball 1, going to make the count 1-1. No outs here in the top of the second inning. Maddie Dow leading it off for the Mule Riders. The 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. The count Moves the count to 1-2. Dow steps in. 1-2 pitch from Gum. Outside for ball 2. Going to move the count to even at 2-2. Ashton Atwell, the right fielder, waits on deck for the Mule Riders. 2-2 pitch coming to Dow. Swung on and missed, and there's one away. Here in the top of the second, it's going to be Jalissa Gum's 4th strikeout of the day. It's going to bring up the right fielder Ashton Atwell, senior, batting .304. 58th start, 171st at bat coming. First pitch coming. Low for ball 1. 1-0 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the second, or top of the second inning rather. Still scoreless. 1-0 pitch coming from Gum. Fly ball to left field. Sydney Henson's going back, and that ball is going to be out of here. Ashton Atwell hits a solo home run, and the Mule Riders are on the board here in the top of the second inning. It's going to be Atwell's 5th at-bat of or 5th home run of the season. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Tyler Quesada, the junior, batting .306. 58th start, 160th at-bat coming, responsible for 19 runs and also 49 hits. Quesada steps in with 1 out. A 1-0 lead. First pitch coming from Gum. In there for strike 1. Important here for Jalissa to stay in command of the circle. Gum gets the sign, the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. And a quick 2 strikes against Tyler Quesada. 0-2 count, 1 out. 1-0 lead for Southern Arkansas after a home run by Ashton Atwell in the top of the second inning. 0-2 pitch coming from Gum. Going to be low for ball 1. Makes the count 1-2. Gum gets the sign. The 1-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed. And there's 2 away here in the top of the second inning. It's going to be Gum's 5th strikeout of the day. Going to bring up Chelsea Jordan, the third baseman, senior, batting .273, also going to be her 58th start, 165th at bat, responsible for 25 runs, 23 RBIs, right-handed batter. 2 outs. First pitch coming from Gum, in there for strike 1. Jordan steps in, the 0-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. And a quick 0-2 count against Chelsea Jordan. Jalissa Gum trying to get her 6th strikeout of the day. 2 outs on the board. 0-2 pitch coming, going to be high for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-2. Gum gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. And that's going to do it for Southern Arkansas here in the top of the second inning. Ashton Atwell scores 1 run off a solo home run. Golden Sun's going to come into the bottom of the second trying to get that run back. We'll see if they can do it. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Welcome back to the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Bottom of the second inning. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for Arkansas Tech. Sarah Coronado, the shortstop freshman, batting .322, going to lead it off here. Arkansas Tech trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the second, trying to get some of these runs back. Coronado going to be her 57th start of the season, 171st at-bat, going to be responsible for 36 runs and also 23 RBIs so far this season. First pitch coming from Beasley. In there for strike one. Going to make the count 0-1. Coronado steps back in, awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Beasley. We fouled off into the Southern Arkansas dugout, going to make the count 0-2 here against Sarah. No outs on the board. Golden Suns trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Coronado will step back in, awaiting the 0-2 pitch from Beasley. 0-2 pitch coming. Good eye by Sarah outside for ball one of the count. Going to make the count 1-2. 1-2 pitch coming from Beasley. Be high for ball two. Going to move the count to 2-2. Coronado steps in, 2-2 pitch coming. Pitch from Beasley. Going to be chopped to the second baseman. Going to be fired over to first in time. And there's going to be one away here in the bottom of the second inning. 4-3 put out. It's going to bring up Janie Knowles, the catcher, sophomore, batting .294 on the season. Her 55th start, 153rd at bat. Responsible for 19 runs, 45 hits, and also 23 RBIs on the season. Jenny had a big walk-off home run in the GAC tournament to keep them alive versus East Central. Start off postseason play for the Golden Suns. First pitch coming from Beasley. Going to be hit over the second baseman's head. The right fielder, after a diving catch, is going to make it. Ashton Atwell will be two away here in the bottom of the second inning. Well hit ball there by Janie, but great play by Ashton Atwell out there in right field. Going to bring up Ashley Anderson. Right fielder, sophomore, batting .258 on the season, 28th start. We are 62nd at bat. Steps in with 2 outs and a trailing 1-0. First pitch coming from Beasley. On the inside for ball one, makes the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch coming to Anderson. Low and outside for ball two. The count makes the count 2-0. Anderson steps in, awaiting the 2-0 pitch from Beasley. Be fouled off behind home plate. Going to move the count to 2-1. Beautiful day here at Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Good crowd on hand. If you're just joining us on River Valley Radio. 2-1 count for Anderson. The pitch from Beasley. In there for strike two of the count. Going to move the count to even at 2. 2 outs on the board. Arkansas Tech trailing 1-0 early here. Trying to get that run back. Anderson steps in, the 2-2 pitch from Beasley. It'll be hit to center field, and that's going to be a base hit for Ashley Anderson. And the Golden Suns have a runner on with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Ashley Anderson's 20th hit of the season. It's going to bring up Megan Goodnight, first baseman, freshman, batting .324 on the season. Going to be her 40th start, also her 102nd at bat. Responsible for 24 RBIs, 19 runs, and also 33 hits on the season. So a big bat in the lineup here for the Golden Suns. Trying to push Ashley Anderson into scoring position here. First pitch coming from Beasley. We high for ball one. Make the count 1-0. Sydney Henson awaits on deck for the Golden Suns. The 1-0 pitch coming from Beasley. It'll be high for ball 2 and make the count 2-0. 2 outs on the board. Southern Arkansas leading the Golden Suns here 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Ashley Anderson on first base for the Golden Suns. 2-0 pitch coming. In there for strike 1 of the count. Gonna make the count 2-1. Goodnight steps in awaiting the 2-1 pitch. He chopped to the first baseman, gonna be caught. And that's gonna retire Arkansas Tech here in the bottom of the second inning. They're gonna strand one. And we're gonna move to the top of the third. See if they can play some defense. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. And welcome back to Arkansas Tech University, the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Top of the third inning here between Arkansas Tech and the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. Southern Arkansas has a 1-0 lead going into the top of the third inning. 9-1 and 2 batters due up. Summer Ehrig, the shortstop senior, going to lead it off here, batting .228. Going to be her 58th start, 149th at-bat of the season. First pitch coming from Gum. Outside for ball 1, going to move the count to 1-0. Gum having a great day in the circle thus far with 6 strikeouts in just 2 innings. 1-0 pitch coming from Gum. Be chopped foul down the left field line to make the count 1-1. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us here on River Valley Radio, also ArkansasTechSports.com. For those of you listening on the live stream, I'm Patrick Camerly. Glad to have you with us here for NCAA Super Regional action. 1-1 pitch coming from Gum. Gonna be outside for ball 2. Gonna make the count 2-1. Ehrig steps in awaiting the 2-1 pitch. Be chopped into the net right in front of the visiting stands. Gonna make the count 2-2. Gum gets the sign. 2-2 pitch coming to Ehrig. Just outside. Ball 3 of the count. Going to move the count to 3-2 at full. No outs on the board here in the top of the third inning. Southern Arkansas with a 1-0 lead. 3-2 pitch coming. Going to be hit to left field. Henson's it's going to be just foul. Henson was running over trying to make the catch. Couldn't get there in time. And the count's going to remain at 3-2. Ball almost snuck into fair territory. Sydney Henson was on the track there to dive for the ball, but landed just foul. Ehrig will step back in, awaiting another 3-2 pitch. Pitch from Gum. Swung on and missed. Julissa Gum's 7th strikeout of the day, and there's one away here in the top of the first inning, or third inning, sorry. It's going to bring up Liz Hudgens, the center fielder. Senior batting .335. Be her 180th at-bat of the season, responsible for 35 runs. First pitch going to be popped over the press box. Lucky fan's going to take that home as a souvenir today. Hudgens will step back in, awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Gum. It'll be high for ball one of the count. Make the count 1-1. Hudgens' last appearance at the plate today, she struck out. Jalissa 7 today. 1-2 pitch going to be popped up into the net. One out here in the top of the third inning. 1-2 pitch coming to Hudgens. Going to be a fly ball to center field. Cambry Hill's walking over to make the catch. He's going to make it, and there's 2 away here in the top of the third inning. Wind was kind of pushing the ball over to left center. Cambry kind of had to adjust her track. Was able to get there and make the catch. It's going to bring up Taylor Gwynn, the second baseman, senior, batting .332 on the season. Her last at bat, she walked. Step in with 2 outs. First pitch coming from Gum. It's going to be high for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch from Gum. In there for strike 1 of the count. Make it 1-1. Gum gets the sign, the 1-1 pitch coming. It's gonna hit her, and Taylor Gwynn's gonna go down to first base. Southern Arkansas with 1 on here in the top of the third inning and a 1-0 lead. 2 outs against them is gonna bring up Brooke Goad, the left fielder, number 44. Sophomore, batting .369 on the season. Last appearance, struck out. Coach McSweeney and the umpire is going to talk it over. Headed back to home plate now. And Brooke Goad will step in, waiting the 2-out pitch from Jalissa Gum. If you're just joining us, Jalissa today has 7 strikeouts thus far. And here in the top of the third, first pitch coming in there for strike 1. Makes the count 0-1. Taylor Gwynn on first base for the Mule Riders. 2 outs on the board. 0-1 pitch coming from Gum. Swung on and missed. No 2 count against Brooke Goad. Jalissa Gum trying to get her 8th strikeout of the day. Gum gets the sign, 0-2 pitch. Be high for ball 1 of the count. Makes the count 1-2. Goad steps in. Gum gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch. Just outside for ball 2 of the count. Gonna make the count 2-2. Two pitch from Gum. Swung on and missed. And that's going to retire Southern Arkansas here in the top of the third inning. We move to the bottom of the third. Arkansas Tech trailing 1-0. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. And welcome back to Chartwell's Women's Sports Complex for NCAA Central Super Regional action between Southern Arkansas and your Arkansas Tech Golden Suns. Bottom of the third inning here, 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Arkansas Tech. Freshman Sydney Hinson from Greenwood is going to lead it off, playing left field today. Batting .326 on the season, going to be her 12th start of the season, also her 43rd at-bat. Hinson stepping in here later in the season, a starting role, but doing a great job. She'll step in awaiting the first pitch from Beasley here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch coming. We chopped off right in front of our broadcast booth here. Makes the count 0-1. If you're just joining us, Southern Arkansas has a 1-0 lead after a solo home run from Ashton Atwell in the top of the second. Golden Suns trying to get that run back. 0-1 pitch coming from Beasley. Chopped foul again into the net. It's going to make the count 0-2. Hinson steps in. Beasley gets the sign, and the 0-2 pitch coming. Be a low for ball one of the count. Going to move it to 1-2. A 1-2 pitch coming from Beasley. No outs. Bottom of the third inning. Swung on and missed. And there's going to be one away here in the bottom of the third inning. Going to move us back to the top of the order here for Arkansas Tech. Alex Ettinger, the third baseman, sophomore, batting .389. First at bat, she lined out to the shortstop. Trying to get something going here for the Golden Suns in the bottom of the third. First pitch coming from Beasley. Ettinger shows bunt, pulls it back. It'll be ball one of the count. Ettinger steps back in awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Pitch from Beasley. Chopped off foul in the net in front of our broadcast booth. Gonna make the count 1-1. First and third baseman for Southern Arkansas playing in after Alex shows bunt. Expecting a little small ball, 1-1. Pitch coming from Beasley. Now it's going to chop it foul again. Make the count 1-2 now against Ettinger. One out on the board against the Golden Suns. Trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Beasley gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch coming to Ettinger. Be low in the dirt. Ettinger watches it go by. It's going to make the count 2-2. Little discussion at the circle here. Tyler Quesada and also Kimmy Beasley. If you're just joining us, thank you. I'm Patrick Hammerling here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com for those of you listening on the live stream. Beautiful day here at Arkansas Tech University. Game one of the NCAA Super Regionals. A trip to Denver in the College World Series on the line here. Both of these teams coming off their respective regional tournament wins, 3-0. 2-2 pitch coming from Beasley as Ettinger steps back in. It's going to be high for ball three. It's going to move the count to 3-2. One out on the board. Arkansas Tech trailing 1-0 here. Bottom of the third inning. Three-two pitch coming from Beasley. Be hit past the shortstop. That's going to be a base hit for Ettinger. And with one away here in the bottom of the third, the Golden Suns have Alex Ettinger on first base. It's going to bring up Destiny Crumpley, the designated player, freshman, batting .321 on the season. It's going to be her 52nd start, like we said in her previous at-bat. Going to be her 163rd at-bat of the season. Her last appearance, she flew out to right field. trying to make something happen here with 1 out in the bottom of the third. First pitch coming from Beasley. It'll be high for ball 1. A 1-0 count against Crumpley. 1 out. Crumpley will step in awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Be fouled over in the visiting dugout, making them look alive over there. It's going to be the first strike of the count. Moves to 1-1. Jalissa Gum awaits on deck for the Golden Suns. Crumpley steps in awaiting the 1-1 pitch. Beasley gets the sign. The pitch will be chopped foul into the net. Going to move the count. 1-2. Crumpley steps in awaiting the 1-2 pitch from Beasley. Be popped up once again over the first base dugout. It's going to keep the count at 1-2 for Crumpley. A bit of a pitchers and batters duel going on here. Crumpley steps in awaiting another 1-2 pitch from Beasley. Gets the sign, the pitch. Going to be a fly ball to left center. Left fielder's going to come up and make the catch. Ettinger's going to make it back to first. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Be Brooke Goad over there in left field making the catch for the Mule Riders. It's going to bring up Jalissa Gum, the pitcher. Junior batting .372 on the season. Her 173rd at bat. In her last appearance, she walked. She steps in with a runner on first base and 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. First pitch coming from Beasley. Jalissa thinks about it, pulls back, and move the count to 1-0. Pitch from Beasley. Hard hit ball to right center. That's going to be down for a base hit. Ettinger rounds second. Jalissa goes for second. Ettinger's coming home. Alex Ettinger's going to score. Jalissa Gum is going to stay at second. And the Golden Suns have tied it up here in the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be Jalissa Gum's 65th hit of the season, also 49th RBI, along with her 16th double. It's going to bring up Cambry Hill, the center fielder, senior, batting .299. Last appearance, she flew out to right field. She'll step in with 2 outs and a runner in Jalissa Gum on second base. First pitch from Beasley. Be high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch from Beasley will be chopped foul over the visiting stance. Going to make the count 1-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. One pitch. The outside for ball 2. Count now 2-1, 2 outs. Arkansas Tech just tied the ball game at 1-1. Cambry Hill steps in awaiting the 2-1 pitch from Beasley. It'll be high for ball 3. The count moves to 3-1. Jalissa Gum stands up on second. The 3-1 pitch awaits. Cambry Hill's going to call time. Sarah Coronado awaits on deck for the Golden Suns. Hill will step back in awaiting the 3-1 pitch. Pitch coming from Beasley. Swung on and missed. Moves the count to 3-2. trying for a little more two-out magic here in the bottom of the third. 3-2 pitch from Beasley coming. We hit to right field. Ashton Atwell's going to be there to make the catch, but not before the Golden Suns tie the game at 1 after a stand-up double, RBI double from Jalissa Gum here in the bottom of the third. We move to the top of the fourth. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Top of the fourth inning here from Chartwell's Women's Sports Complex at Arkansas Tech University here in this NCAA Central Super Regional. 4, 5, 6 hitters due to lead off here for Southern Arkansas. Darian Harris, the first baseman, will step in now. Senior batting .406, leading the team. Last at bat, she struck out. First pitch is going to be popped up over the press box for an early 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch coming from Gum. It'll be hit over to Ettinger. Ettinger's going to field it over to Goodnight at first. Going to make the catch. And there's one away here in the top of the fourth inning. A 5-3 put out there is going to bring up Maddie Dow, the designated player, junior batting .329. Last at bat, she struck out. First pitch coming from Gum. Going to be outside for ball 1. Makes the count 1-0. One-0 pitch coming from Gum. In there for strike 1. Count now 1-1. 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. We're all tied up here at 1. A 1-1 pitch coming. Swung on and missed. The count now 1-2 against Maddie Dow. 1-2 pitch from Gum. It'll be outside for ball 2. Moves the count to 2-2. Gum gets the sign, the 2-2 pitch. Gonna be a low for ball 3, gonna make the count full at 3-2. Jalissa Gum trying to get her 9th strikeout of the day. Let's see if she can do it. 3-2 pitch coming. Be low and outside. It's going to move Maddie Dow down to first base. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Ashton Atwell, senior batting .304 on the season. She's got Maddie Dow on first base with 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Tied up at 1 apiece. Atwell's last at bat, she hit a solo home run. First pitch from Gum's going to be low for a ball 1. Make the count 1-0. And Atwell will step in awaiting the 1-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Going to make the count 1-1. 1-1 count, 1 out. Gum gets the sign. Pitch to come. It'll be hit to center field. Cambria Hill's running over. She's going to make the catch. Maddie Dow's going to get back to first, and there's 2 away here in the top of the fourth inning. It's going to bring up Tyler Casada, the catcher. for the Mule Riders. Junior batting .306. Last at bat, she struck out. Gum will get the sign, and first pitch coming. 2 outs on the board. Pitch from Gum. Will be just a little bit low for ball 1. Makes the count 1-0 for Quesada. A 1-0 pitch from Gum. In there for strike 1. Make the count 1-1. 2 outs on the board. The 1-1 pitch from Gum. Be chopped foul behind home plate. Bounced off the umpire's leg. It's going to move the count to 1-2. Gum steps in, awaits the sign. Quesada waits a 1-2 pitch. Pitch from Gum. Be outside for ball 2. Move the count to 2-2. Both these teams trying to get a Game 1 victory to move to tomorrow for an estimated 1 p.m. start. Maybe pushed back due to weather. We'll let you know as we know. 2-2 pitch from Gum. Going to be chopped up over the press box. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. Gum steps in. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. And that's going to retire Southern Arkansas here in the top of the 4th inning. That's going to be Jalissa Gum's 9th strikeout of the day. And we'll move to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Golden Suns trying to add to this 1-1 ball game. We'll see if they can do it. You're listening to Golden Suns Softball. Bottom of the 4th inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex in the NCAA Central Super Regional. I'm Patrick Hemrick. Thanks for joining us if you're just joining us here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com for the live stream. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for Arkansas Tech. Sarah Coronado, the shortstop, going to lead it off. Freshman batting .322 on the season. Last at bat, she grounded out. Trying to get things started here. In the bottom of the 4th for the Golden Suns. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. And the Golden Suns here in the bottom of the 4th trying to jump out ahead. This is Game 1, best of 3 here in this Super Regional. First pitch coming from Kimmy Beasley. Going to be popped up over the visiting dugout. Going to make the count 0-1. Janie Knowles sets up on deck for the Golden Suns. And Coronado will step back in awaiting the 0-1 pitch. The 0-1 pitch from Beasley. Be outside for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-1. No outs on the board here, bottom of the 4th inning. Arkansas Tech has 3 hits on the board. Southern Arkansas with 1. The 1-1 pitch from Beasley. Going to be high for ball 2. Going to move the count to 2-1. Coronado steps in. Beasley gets the sign. The 2-1 pitch. outside for ball 3, going to move the count to 3-1. Beasley gets the sign, 3-1 pitch coming to Coronado. In there for strike 2, going to move the count to full at 3-2. Coronado will step in, 3-2 pitch from Beasley. It'll be chopped back to Beasley. Beasley's going to toss it over to the first baseman. And there's going to be one away here in the bottom of the 4th. Going to bring up Janie Knowles, the catcher, sophomore, batting .294 on the season. Your 155th at bat right here. With 1 out, she'll step in, trying to make something happen here for the Golden Suns as we're tied up at 1 apiece. First pitch from Beasley. Going to be high for ball 1. 1-0 count now. 1 out on the board. Beasley gets the sign. Pitch coming. In there for strike 1 of the count. Going to make it 1-1. Knowles will step in, awaiting the 1-1 pitch. Pitch from Beasley. Going to be chopped to the shortstop. Be fired over to the first baseman for the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 4th. That was Summer Eric at shortstop for Southern Arkansas, firing it over to Darian Harris. It's going to bring up Ashley Anderson, the right fielder, sophomore, batting .258. Had a big base hit in her last at-bat up the middle. Time's going to be called. Looks like we're going to have Kimmy Beasley, the pitcher for Southern Arkansas, is running over the dugout. Looks like she may have a cut on her hand. While they're doing that, thank you once again for joining us here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. I'm Patrick Camerlin. Glad to have you here with us. Great crowd on hand here for Game 1 of the NCAA Central Super Regional. A trip to Denver and the NCAA College World Series on the line for both these teams. This is a best-of-3 series. Game 3, if necessary, tomorrow. So let's say whoever wins today loses the first game tomorrow will play a Game 3. Start times tomorrow pending on weather. Scheduled for 1 and a 3:30 if necessary, but that may change. Kimmy Beasley comes back out of the dugout. And Ashley Anderson will step in once again. Step in with 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 4th. Nobody on, trying to have a little 2-out magic here for the Golden Suns. First pitch from Beasley. Going to be inside for ball 1. Megan Goodnight awaits on deck for the Golden Suns. Anderson will step in, awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Pitch from Beasley. Going to be low for ball 2, the count. Make it 2-0. First and third baseman for the Mule Riders playing a little in. 2-0 pitch coming. In there for strike 1 of the count. Going to make it 2-1. Anderson will step back in, awaiting the 2-1 pitch. The pitch from Beasley. Going to be chopped to the shortstop, Eric. Eric's going to fire over to Harris. And that's going to retire the Golden Suns here in the bottom of the 4th. We move to the top of the 5th. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. We move to the top of the 5th inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Southern Arkansas. Chelsea Jordan, the third baseman senior, is going to lead it off, batting .273 on the season. In her last at-bat, she struck out. If you're just joining us, Jalissa Gum has 9 strikeouts in 4 innings here thus far. Having a great day in the circle. We're also tied up here at 1 apiece as we move to the top of the 5th. Jordan will step in. And the first pitch coming from Gum. Going to be low and inside for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-0. Jordan steps back in. The 1-0 pitch from Gum going to be hit to center field. Cambria Hills there to make the catch. And there's one away here in the top of the 5th inning. That's going to bring up Summer Eric, the shortstop, senior, batting .228 on the season. Just going to step in with 1 out. Last appearance she struck out. First pitch coming from Gum. Going to be outside for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch from Gum coming. Going to be hit to right field. Well, it's just going to be just foul. It's going to make the count 1-1. That ball had just been a little more left, it would have been trouble. Eric will step back in, weighing the 1-1 pitch from Gum. 1 out on the board here, all tied up at 1 apiece. On the top of the 5th inning, in this NCAA Super Regional. The pitch from Gum. Just outside for ball 2. Going to move the count to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch from Gum. Going to be chopped over to Vasquez at second, over to Goodnight at first for the 4-3 put out, and there's 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Good defense by the Suns. We're going to move back to the top of the order now. For the Mule Riders, Liz Hudgens, the center fielder, going to step in for her 3rd at-bat of the day. Senior batting .335 on the season. First at-bat, she struck out. The last at-bat, she flew out to Cambria Hill in center. First pitch to come from Gum. She gets the sign. Going to be outside for ball 1. Makes the count 1-0 with 2 outs on the board here. Taylor Gwynn awaits on deck for the Mule Riders. A 1-0 pitch from Gum. Going to be chopped back to Vasquez. Vasquez fields it over to Goodnight. Goodnight stretches out, makes the catch. And that's going to do it for Southern Arkansas here in the top of the 5th. We move to the bottom of the 5th, all tied up at 1. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Bottom of the 5th inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex in this NCAA Central Super Regional between Southern Arkansas and Arkansas Tech Golden Suns. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for Arkansas Tech. Megan Goodnight, the first baseman, freshman, batting .324, is going to lead it off here. Her last at-bat, she grounded out to the first baseman, trying to make something happen here as we're tied up at 1. Trying to get the Golden Suns out in front. Kimmy Beasley still in the circle for the Mule Riders. First pitch coming. In there for strike one. Makes the count 0-1 here in the bottom of the fifth. Goodnight steps back in. Beasley gets the sign. The 0-1 pitch. Be popped up behind home plate. Quesada's going to try and go back and make the catch. Not going to get there. It's going to move Goodnight's count to 0-2. Megan will step back in, awaiting the 0-2 pitch from Beasley. Beasley gets the sign. The pitch. Got her looking. Strike three. That's going to be the first out here in the bottom of the fifth. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Sydney Henson, the freshman from Greenwood, batting .326 on the season. Left-handed batter. Going to step in with one out, trying to make something happen here for the Golden Suns in the bottom of the fifth. The first pitch from Beasley. Henson shows bunt. It's going to be popped up right in front of our broadcast booth off the net. Going to make the count 0-1. And keeping us honest back here today behind home plate. Henson will step back in, awaiting the 0-1 pitch. One out on the board. We're all tied up at one if you're just joining us here in the bottom of the fifth. 0-1 pitch to Henson from Beasley. Going to be chopped up, going to drop down, but going to roll just foul. Took a weird spin after it hit the ground, going to roll foul. It's going to move the count 0-2 for Sydney Henson. Alex Ettinger going to move back to the top of the lineup after Henson here. Waits on deck. Henson steps in, awaiting the 0-2 pitch. Pitch from Beasley. Swung on and missed. And there's two away here in the bottom of the fifth. This will be Beasley's second strikeout of the inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Alex Ettinger. Be her third at-bat of the day. Her last at-bat had a big base hit. And scored the only run today so far for the Golden Suns. We're tied up at one, like I said. She'll step in with two outs. Nobody on. First pitch coming from Beasley. Gonna say she went. Showed a bunt, tried to pull it back, not in time. There's gonna be the first strike of the count. Ettinger steps in, awaiting the 0-1 pitch. Pitch from Beasley. Going to be popped up foul over the third base dugout. There's going to be an 0-2 count against Alex. Alex trying to be really aggressive here and get the Golden Suns on the board once again. Ettinger steps in. Two outs. 0-2 pitch from Beasley here in the bottom of the fifth. Swung on and missed. Kimmy Beasley strikes out the side, and that's going to do it for Arkansas Tech here in the bottom of the fifth. We move to the top of the sixth, still tied at one. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Top of the sixth inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Southern Arkansas due up. 2 3 4 hitters. Taylor Gwynn set to lead it off. The second baseman, senior, batting .332. In her last at-bat, she was hit by a pitch, and the one before that, she was walked. If you're just joining us, I'm Patrick Camerling. Thanks for joining us here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. We're in the top of the sixth, tied up at 1 apiece here in Game 1 of the NCAA Central Super Regional. Berth in the Softball College World Series on the line for both of these teams. Gwynn will step in, awaiting the first pitch from Gum. The outside for ball one. Let's move the count to 1-0. Gum gets the sign, the 1-0 pitch to come. The outside for ball two. Trying to make Gwynn chase, and it's going to be 2-0 count now. Gwynn steps in, 2-0 pitch coming from Gum. Gwynn thought about it, going to pull back. Ball's outside. It's going to make the count 3-0. .3-0 pitch from Gum coming. Gwynn watches it go by for strike one. Going to make the count 3-1. No outs on the board here in the top of the sixth. We're tied up at 1 apiece. 1 hit on the board for Southern Arkansas, 3 for Arkansas Tech, no errors. 3-1 pitch from Gum. Outside for ball 4. Taylor Gwynn is going to be walked for the second time today. It's going to bring up Brooke Goad, the left fielder, sophomore, batting .369. Second best on the team. In her last 2 appearances at the plate today, this being her third at-bat, she struck out. She'll step in with a runner on first and no outs. First pitch coming from Gum. Going to be high for ball 1. Make the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch coming from Gum. Be in there for strike 1 of the count. Going to make the count 1-1 against Goad. Taylor Gwynn on first base. No outs on the board. And the 1-1 pitch coming to Goad from Gum. Shows bunt, pulls back. Going to say it's a strike. Janie Knowles pops up. Make sure Taylor Gwynn stays at first. The count now 1-2. Gum gets the sign. 1-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. Got her looking. And that's going to be Jalissa Gum's 10th strikeout of the day. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Darian Harris, senior, batting .406, a team high. Stepping with 1 out, Taylor Gwynn on first base. And the first pitch from Gum. Harris thought about it. They're going to say it was high for a ball. Gum will step back into the circle. Harris awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Be outside for ball 2 of the count. 2-0 count now. 1 out. Tied at 1 apiece. Harris's last at bat. She grounded out to Ettinger at third base. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's going to make the count 2-1. Pitch from Gum going to be high for ball 3 of the count. High and inside. Darian Harris pull back a little bit. 3-1 count now, 1 out. The 3-1 pitch from Gum. Say it was low and outside. It's going to be ball 4, and the Mule Riders have 2 on with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. It's going to bring up Maddie Dow, the designated player, junior, batting .329. Here, 166th at-bat of the season. Dow responsible for 32 runs, 54 hits, and also 17 home runs for the Mule Riders. Dow's last appearance, she walked. Before that, she struck out. She'll step in with 1 out and 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. First pitch from Gum. Be in there for strike 1. It's going to make the count 0-1. 0-1 pitch from Gum. Going to be outside for ball 1. And make the count 1-1. 1 out on the board, 1-1 count. Tied up at 1 apiece. Maddie Dow's going to get a piece of it. Fouled off over the visiting stands for the second strike of the count. 1-2 count now. Taylor Gwynn on second for the Mule Riders. Darian Harris on first. Gum gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch. In there, got her looking. That's going to be Jalissa Gum's 11th strikeout of the day and the second out here in the top of the 6th inning. And that's going to bring up Ashton Atwell, the right fielder. Senior batting .304, responsible for Southern Arkansas's only run after a solo home run to left field. And her first at-bat, her last at-bat, she flew out to Cambry Hill in center. She stepped in with 2 outs and 2 on. First pitch from Gum. In there for strike 1. Outside corner of the plate. It's going to make the count 0-1. The Gum gets the sign. Atwell awaits the 0-1 pitch. The outside ball's going to get past Knowles. A runner's going to advance to third and second. There's 2 outs on the board with a 1-1 count now. And the Mule Riders have 2 in scoring position. As Taylor Gwynn moves to third and Darian Harris moves to second. Jalissa's pitch count is at exactly 100 pitches now. She's pitched 5.2 innings thus far. A 1-1 pitch from Gum. On the outside for ball 2 of the count. Makes the count 2-1. Tyler Casada awaits on deck. Atwell will step in. 2-1 pitch from Gum. Swung on and missed. Move the count to 2-2 with 2 outs. Be a huge strikeout here for Gum if you could get out of this jam. 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. The pitch going to be popped up to Gabby Vasquez at second. She gets under it, makes the catch, and the Golden Suns are going to get out of the jam. As we move to the bottom of the 6th inning, still tied at 1 apiece. You're listening to Golden Suns softball. Bottom of the 6th inning here at Chartwell's Women's Sports Complex, and game 1 of the NCAA Central Region Super Regional. I'm Patrick Camerling. Thanks for joining us. If you're just joining us here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. 2-3-4 hitters due up here in the bottom of the 6th for Arkansas Tech. Destiny Crumpley, the designated player, is going to lead it off. Freshman batting .321, been a big bat in the lineup for the Golden Suns. Last 2 appearances today, she's flown out to left field and right field. Trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch from Beasley is going to be low and inside for ball 1. It's going to make the count 1-0. Beasley gets the sign. 1-0 pitch coming to Crumpley. Going to be chopped foul back into the net. It's going to make the count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Crumpley. Going to be low and outside for ball 2 of the count. Going to move it to 2-1. No outs on the board here. Beasley gets the sign. The 2-1 pitch to Crumpley coming. Going to be high for ball 3. Moves the count to 3-1. Jalissa Gumma waits on deck for the Golden Suns. Responsible for the RBI double. In the bottom of the 3rd for the Golden Suns to tie the game up at 1. 3-1 count now for Crumpley. Steps back in. Beasley gets the sign. The pitch. Be chopped to the right field. Foul line going to be out of play. Going to keep the count at 3-2. Count's full now. Bottom of the 6th inning. No outs. The pitch from Beasley. Swung on and missed. That's going to be Kimmy Beasley's 5th strikeout of the day, and there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Going to bring up Jalissa Gum for the Golden Suns. Pitcher, junior, batting .372. Like I said, in her last at-bat, had an RBI double to hit in Alex Ettinger to tie the ball game at 1. 1 out, she'll step in. First pitch from Beasley, going to be popped up to right field. Ashton Atwell's going to come up, get under the ball, make the catch, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Cambry Hill, the senior, batting .299 on the season. She'll step in with 2 outs, tied up here at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cambry had a great Central Region tournament. 2 big home runs to help Arkansas Tech get to this Super Regional tournament. First pitch from Beasley is going to be high for ball 1. Counts 1-0. Hill will step in with 2 outs. Sarah Coronado waits on deck. 1-0 pitch from Beasley. Going to be swung on and missed. Makes the count 1-1. Hill steps back in. Beasley gets the sign. The 1-1 pitch coming. In there for strike 2. Got her looking. Going to make the count 1-2. 1-2 count now, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Hill steps in. The pitch from Beasley. Going to be high for ball 2. Makes the count 2-2 now. Beasley gets the sign. The 2-2 pitch coming to Hill. Be fouled over the press box. Going to keep the count at 2-2. Great game so far by both of these teams. If you're just joining us, we're tied at 1 apiece. Cambry Hill at the plate with a 2-2 count. 2 outs on the board. Bottom of the 6th inning. Beasley gets the sign. Pitch coming. Going to be hard hit ball to left field. Cambry Hill's going to get a base hit. And a little 2-out magic going for the Golden Suns here in the bottom of the 6th. It's going to bring up Sarah Coronado, the shortstop freshman, batting .322 on the season, trying to advance Cambry Hill. It's going to be Cambria Hill's 45th hit of the season. Add to that batting average. First pitch to Coronado from Beasley. In there for strike one. Makes the count 0-1. Cambria Hill on first base with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch from Beasley. Hill threatens to go. Gets back to first. Ball's going to be low for the first ball of the count. Make the count 1-1. 1-1 count now for Coronado. She steps in. Beasley gets the sign. The pitch coming. Hit to the second baseman over to the first baseman, Harris, and that's going to retire Arkansas Tech here in the bottom of the 6th on the 4-3 putout. We move to the top of the 7th inning, still tied at 1. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. Top of the 7th inning here, tied at 1 between Arkansas Tech and Southern Arkansas. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here for Southern Arkansas. Tyler Quesada is going to lead it off. Ashley Savage is going to move over to left field for Arkansas Tech and come in here in the top of the 7th. The first pitch from Gum. Going to be in there for strike 1. Makes the count 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is going to be outside for ball 1 of the count. Make the count 1-1. Top of the 7th inning here. No outs on the board. The 1-1 pitch to Quesada. Check swing. They're going to say she went. Going to move the count to 1-2. Jalissa Gum having a great day in the circle for the Golden Suns. 11 strikeouts thus far. The 1-2 pitch. Quesada thought about it. She pulled back. It's going to move the count to 2-2. Gum gets the sign, the 2-2 pitch. Going to be popped foul over the visiting dugout. Going to keep the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 7th inning. Gum gets the sign. The pitch to Quesada. Going to be high for ball 3. Going to make the count full. 3-2 pitch to Quesada from Gum. They're going to say it was inside. And Tyler Quesada is going to be on first base for the Mule Riders with no outs here in the top of the 7th. It's going to bring up Chelsea Jordan, the third baseman, senior batting .273 on the season. Jordan's last at bat, she flew out to center field to Cambria Hill. She struck out at the one before that. We're going to have a pinch run for Southern Arkansas on first base. I believe it's Mary Moran, sophomore. The first pitch coming from Gum. Jordan shows bunt, pulls back. Knowles pops up, looks down to first. Gonna keep the runner there. I say the pitch was a ball. Make the count 1-0. Wouldn't be surprised if Southern Arkansas is aggressive on the bases here. Jordan shows bunt again, pulls back. They're gonna say it was low for ball 2. It's gonna make the count 2-0 for Chelsea Jordan. The 2-0 pitch coming from Gum. Jordan shows bunt once again. Gonna get it down. Edinger's gonna come up, throw over to first to Vasquez. Chelsea Jordan's gonna be out at first for the first out of the top of the 7th, but not before Mary Moran moves over to second. That's gonna bring up the shortstop, Summer Eric, the senior, batting .228. She'll step in with 1 out, tied at 1 apiece here with a runner in scoring position on second, Mary Moran. First pitch from Gum. It's going to be outside for ball 1. Correction. The runner on second base for Southern Arkansas is Kim Wellen, senior. So Wellen on second base for Southern Arkansas. And Eric will step in awaiting the 1-0 pitch from Gum. Going to be a hard hit to right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to send Wellen home. She's going to backtrack to third. Keep her at third. Runners at the corners now for Southern Arkansas on the top of the 7th with 1 out. Great throw by Ashley Anderson to field the ball and keep the runner at third base. She got about halfway home and backtracked. Christina McSweeney is going to come out and talk to her infield. If you're just joining us, we're tied at 1 here in the top of the 7th inning in game 1 of this NCAA Central Super Regional. A chance to go to the College World Series in Denver, Colorado on the line here for both these teams. A win today would put them ahead 1-0 in the series. Game 2 set for 1 o'clock tomorrow. Weather pending, and a 3:30 if necessary game after that. Games can go to Friday, but must finish up by Friday if the weather gets bad here. We hope it doesn't come to that. Beautiful day thus far here. Great crowd on hand. They've enjoyed some great softball here as we're tied up at 1. The meeting is over in the circle, and that's going to bring up Liz Hudgens at the top of the lineup for Southern Arkansas, the senior, batting .335. This will be her 5th at-bat. Her last at-bat, she grounded out to the second baseman, Vasquez. Before that, flew out to Cambria Hill in center and struck out before that. As you just heard our PA announcer, Tom Caroling, say we're going to have a pinch runner at first base for Southern Arkansas. First pitch from Gum to Hudgens, swung on and missed to make the count 0-1. 1 out. Runners at the corners, like we said. I believe they said that was Sydney Johnson pinch running at first base for Southern Arkansas. But if the correction needs to be made, I'll let you know. 0-1 pitch from Gum. We popped up to center. Cambria Hill's running up to make the catch. He's going to get under it. Runner's not going to tag. They're both going to stay at the corners, and there's 2 outs away for the Golden Suns here in the top of the 7th. A big out there for the Golden Suns. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Taylor Gwynn. Senior, batting .332 on the season. Been walked a couple times today. Jalissa Gum's only walked 5 batters today. Be her 4th at-bat. She walked the first time, hit the second time she was at bat, and then walked again at her 3rd at-bat. She'll step in with 2 outs and runners at the corners. The first pitch from Gum. In there for strike 1. It's going to make the count 0-1. steps in. Gum gets the sign, the 0-1 pitch to come. Gonna be fouled off Janie Knowles' mask. It's gonna move the count to 0-2. Gwynn steps back in, 0-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Runners at the corners. Gum gets the sign, the pitch. They're gonna say it was just outside for ball 1 of the count, gonna make it 1-2. Heard the crowd reaction, they thought that was in there. Gum gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch. Gonna be low and outside for ball 2, gonna make the count 2-2. 2 outs on the board, runners at the corners. Tied up at 1 apiece here in the top of the 7th inning. Taylor Gwynn at the plate for the Mule Riders. Gum gets the sign, the 2-2 pitch. Gonna be fouled off into the net right in front of our broadcast booth. It's gonna keep the count at 2-2. Gum gets the sign, the 2-2 pitch to Gwynn. Gonna be just outside for ball 3 of the count. Gonna move the count to full at 3-2 with 2 outs and runners on the corners. Taylor Gwynn steps in. The 3-2 pitch from Gum. Swung on and missed. And that's gonna retire Southern Arkansas here in the top of the 7th. Jalissa Gum's gonna get her 12th strikeout of the day. And the Golden Suns have a chance to win it here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll see if they can do it. You're listening to Golden Suns Softball. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex in the Game 1 of the NCAA Central Super Regional between Southern Arkansas and Arkansas Tech. I'm Patrick Camerling. If you're just joining us, we're still tied at 1. Golden Suns have a chance to win it here in the bottom of the 7th. Janie Knowles due to lead off, 6, 7, 8 hitters due up here in the bottom of the 7th. Knowles will step in, and the first pitch coming from Beasley. Going to be a hard hit ball to left field. That's going to get down. 1 pitch, 1 hit. And Janie Knowles is on first base, getting things started here early for the Golden Suns. Be the 5th hit of the day on the scoreboard for the Golden Suns. It looks like we're going to have a pinch runner at first for Janie Knowles. That's going to be Samantha Herwick, the senior. And a pinch run for Janie Knowles at first. Look for the Golden Suns to be aggressive here on the base paths. It's going to bring up Ashley Anderson for the Golden Suns, the right fielder, the sophomore, batting .258. Her last appearance, she grounded up, had a big base hit in the 2nd inning. Trying to do the same thing here with Samantha Herwick on first base with no outs. A run wins it here for the Golden Suns. First pitch coming from Beasley. Anderson shows bunt, pulls back, but they're going to say it was a strike, going to make the count 0-1. She'll step back in, awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Beasley. Chelsea Jordan playing up third. Anderson shows bunt again. They're going to say it was strike 2 because she didn't pull it back in time. An 0-2 count on Ashley Anderson here with a runner on in the bottom of the 7th. Beasley gets the sign, the 0-2 pitch coming to Anderson. Hit back to Beasley. She's going to throw it to second. Say they got her. It looked like there was some confusion with who had the ball there between the second baseman and the shortstop. Coach McSweeney's going to go out and talk to the umpire. Regardless, Anderson's going to reach on a fielder's choice if they're going to call Herwick out at second. They're still talking it over. If you're just joining us, I'm Patrick Kamerling. I'm here on River Valley Radio and also ArkansasTechSports.com. Tied up here in Game 1 of the NCAA Central Super Regional. Beautiful day, great crowd on hand here for Game 1. Enjoying some great softball, a tight game here. All the umpires are going to meet. And they're going to stick with her being out at second base after some discussion. There's going to be one away here in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to have a pinch hitter here. It's like Chloe Clifton is going to step in for the Golden Suns.
Number 21, Chloe Clifton.
She'll step in with one away. And Ashley Anderson on first base. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Big opportunity here for Clifton. A run wins it here for the Golden Suns as we're tied at 1-1. Ashley Savage awaits on deck for the Golden Suns. And Clifton will step in awaiting the first pitch of her at-bat from Beasley. The pitch from Beasley will be popped up towards the merchandise booth here at Chartwells. It's going to move the count to 0-1. Time's going to be called once again. Go over and discuss something with the Southern Arkansas dugout. Home plate umpire. Headed back to home plate. Chloe Clifton will step in awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Kimmy Beasley. Ashley Anderson on first base for the Golden Suns. The 0-1 pitch. Gonna be high for ball 1 of the count. Gonna make it 1-1. Chloe Clifton pinch hitting here for Megan Goodnight in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch. You're gonna say it was low and outside for ball 2. Gonna make the count 2-1. Wind really starting to pick up and push in from center field here at Chartwells. The 2-1 pitch from Beasley. Gonna be high and inside for ball 3. Gonna make the count 3-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Clifton steps in. Ashley Anderson on first base. The 3-1 pitch from Beasley. Swung on and missed for the second strike of the count. Gonna move the count to full at 3-2. And a big pitch coming for Chloe Clifton. Runner on first base and Ashley Anderson. 3-2 pitch to Clifton from Beasley. Hard hit ball into the parking lot. Hope nobody was parked close there. It's gonna keep the count at full at 3-2. Beasley gets the sign. The 3-2 pitch to Clifton. Swung on and missed. And that's going to retire Clifton for the second out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And in's going to step Ashley Savage, her first at-bat of the day. She's got 2 outs on the board, and Ashley Anderson with a lot of speed at first base. All tied up at 1-1. A run wins it here for the Golden Suns in the bottom of the 7th here. Alex Ettinger awaits on deck. Hard hit ball to right center field. A collision in right center. But they're going to say the ball was caught. It's going to retire the Golden Suns here in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to move to extra innings in the top of the 8th. Glad the Southern Arkansas players are okay. That was a hard collision out there, but we'll move to the top of the 8th and we'll be back with Golden Suns softball. Top of the 8th inning here at Chartwell's Women's Sports Complex. We're going to move to extra innings. 7 wasn't enough. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Southern Arkansas. Brooke Goad, the left fielder and sophomore, going to lead off. Batting .369, struck out in all 3 of her appearances today. She'll step in. First pitch from Gump. Going to be a fly ball to shallow left field. Ashley Anderson comes over into foul territory, trying to make the catch. Not going to be in time. Going to be the first strike of the count for Brooke Goad. Goad steps back in, awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Gump. The outside for ball 1 of the count. Going to make the count 1-1. If you're just joining us, top of the 8th inning here, tied at 1. Here in game 1 of the NCAA Super Regionals. Goad's going to pop it up to center field. Hill's going to come up under it, make the catch, and there's one away here in the top of the 8th. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Darian Harris, the senior, leading the team in batting average, batting .406 on the season. Left-handed batter. She'll step in with 1 away, tied at 1 here. First pitch from Gum's going to be outside for ball 1. Harris's last at bat, she walked. Before that, grounded out to Ettinger at 3rd, and before that, struck out. This being her 4th at bat of the day. Second pitch from Gum's going to be popped hard over the press box. Going to make the count 1-1 for Harris. The 1-1 pitch from Gump. Harris thought about it, pulls back. Ball's going to be high. It's going to make the count 2-1. One out on the board here. The 2-1 pitch coming. Will be fouled off once again towards the merchandise booth here at Chartwell's Women's Sports Complex. A lucky fan will take that home as a souvenir. 2-2 count now for Harris. 1 out on the board, nobody on. Top of the 8th inning, tied up here at 1. The 2-2 pitch from Gump. Going to be high, it's going to get past Knowles. It's going to make the count full. at 3-2. The 3-2 pitch from Gum. Going to be popped up. Goodnight's going to come over in foul territory. Try and make the catch. It's going to bounce off the net. It's going to keep the count at full and 3-2. One out on the board, like we said. Been a great day here so far at Chartwells for Game 1 in NCAA Super Regionals. Big crowd on hand, enjoying a beautiful day for NCAA softball. The 3-2 pitch from Gum. Hard hit in foul territory down the right field line. We got a battle going here between Harris and Jalissa Gum. Jalissa Gum on the day has 12 strikeouts, only walked 5 batters. Her pitch counts at 130. I'd assume she's going to go the distance here as we're in the top of the 8th. 3-2 pitch. Going to be a low for ball 4, and Darian Harris is going to trot down to first base. This will be Jalissa's 6th walk of the day. And that's going to bring up Maddie Dow, the designated player, junior, batting .329. She's going to step in with 1 out. Darian Harris on first. First pitch from Gum going to be swung on and missed. Going to make the count 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Gum. Just a bit outside for ball 1. The count going to make it 1-1 here with 1 out. Gum gets the sign, the 1-1 pitch. Going to be popped up in the right field. Moves over to foul territory, going to be out of play. Anderson runs over. It's going to move the count to 1-2. Ashton Atwell awaits on deck for Southern Arkansas, responsible for the only run on the board for the Mule Riders. A solo shot to left field at the top of the 2nd inning. Gum gets the sign, the 1-2 pitch coming to Dow. It'll be hit past Ettinger. That's going to be a base hit for Maddie Dow. Runner's going to advance to second. And the Mule Riders with 1 out in the top of the 8th inning have 2 on at first and second. It's going to bring up Ashton Atwell. Senior batting .304, playing right field today. Like I said just a second ago, she's responsible for the Mule Riders' only run. It looks like we're going to have a pinch runner at first base for Maddie Dow. Looks like it's going to be number 12, Taylor Strickland, freshman. She'll come in trying to push the Mule Riders on top as they have 2 on here in the top of the 8th. 1 out on the board. First pitch coming to Atwell from Gum. Going to be low and outside for ball 1. Going to make the count 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from Gum to Atwell. Going to be fouled off into the net in front of our broadcast booth here. It's going to make the count 1-1. 1-1 count for Ashton Atwell. She's got 2 runners on, with 1 out on the board here in the top of the 8th. Swung on and missed for the 3rd pitch. It's going to move the count to 1-2. Jalissa Gum trying to get her 13th strikeout of the day. Atwell steps in. The 1-2 pitch from Gum. Going to be popped up over the first baseman's head. Ashley Anderson's going to run up, let it drop. A run's going to round third and score. And the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders have taken a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 8th inning. Ashton Atwell is going to get credit her second base hit of the day. And also her second RBI of the day. Jalissa Gum in the infield is going to talk it over as Tyler Quesada prepares to step into the box. The catcher and junior batting .306 on the day. .306 on the year, rather. Jalissa Gum back in the circle. The first pitch to Quesada. Going to be low and outside for ball one. Ashton Atwell on first base and Taylor Strickland on second for the Mule Riders as they just took a 2-1 lead. Quesada's going to pop it up to center field. Cambria Hill sprinting up. She's going to dive and make the catch. Rather, Gabby Vasquez is going to go back, call off Cambria Hill, it looks like, and make the catch for the second out here in the top of the 8th. It's going to bring up Chelsea Jordan, the third baseman. First pitch from Gum. Going to be in there for strike one. Make the count 0-1 with 2 outs and 2 on for Southern Arkansas here in the top of the 8th. The 0-1 pitch from Gum. In there for strike 2. It's going to make an 0-2 count now on Chelsea Jordan. 0-2 count, 2 outs, top of the 8th inning. 2-1 lead for Southern Arkansas with 2 on. The 0-2 pitch from Gum. Be low and outside for ball one of the count. Going to make it 1-2. Jordan will step back in awaiting the 1-2 pitch from Gum. The pitch going to be popped up to right field. Ashley Anderson comes up, makes the catch, and that's going to do it here in the top of the 8th for Southern Arkansas. Arkansas Tech looks to get this run back, trailing 2-1 going into the bottom of the 8th. We'll see if they can do it. You're listening to Golden Sun Softball. We move to the bottom of the 8th inning here at the Chartwells Women's Sports Complex. Southern Arkansas leading the Arkansas Tech Golden Suns 2-1. Top of the lineup due up here for Arkansas Tech, 1, 2, 3. Going to lead it off is Alex Ettinger, the sophomore, batting .389 on the season last at bat. She struck out but had a big at bat in the 3rd inning where she scored the only run today for Arkansas Tech. She'll step in, trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 run extends the game, 2 wins it. The first pitch from Kimmy Beasley to Ettinger. Going to be in there for strike 1. Ettinger showed a bunt, pulled back. It's going to make the count 0-1. Destiny Crumpley awaits on deck for the Golden Suns. The 0-1 pitch from Beasley. Be hit down the 3rd base line, just foul. And that's going to put an 0-2 count here on Alex Ettinger in the top of the 8th inning. No balls, 2 strikes on Ettinger. No outs. Top of the 8th inning, trailing 2-1. The Southern Arkansas Mule Riders. The 0-2 pitch. Going to be swung on. Chelsea Jordan's there to make the quick catch. And there's one away here in the top of the 8th inning. It's going to bring up Destiny Crumpley, the designated player, freshman, batting .321 on the season.
Player number 20, Destiny Crumpley.
The last at bat, she struck out. Before that, flew out. She'll step in with 1 out. First pitch from Beasley. It's going to be low for ball 1. Beasley gets the sign. The 1-0 pitch coming to Crumpley. The outside for ball 2. Make the count 2-0. Jalissa Gum awaits on deck for the Golden Suns. Outfield for the Mule Riders with the wind pushing in hard, playing back nonetheless towards the warning track. Infield doing the same at the back of the infield. The 2-0 pitch to Crumpley. Hard hit ball. That's going to be a base hit to left field for Destiny Crumpley. And with 1 out, the Golden Suns have Destiny Crumpley on first base. McSweeney's going to pinch run Gabby Vasquez at first for Destiny Crumpley. And here comes Jalissa Gum, the pitcher. Had a great day in the circle, also a great day at the plate. Responsible for the RBI that drove in Alex Ettinger in the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Suns. Get them their only run of the day. She'll step in with Gabby Vasquez now on first base after the Destiny Crumpley single to left field. As the Golden Suns trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is game 1 of a possible 3, the best of 3 series here in this NCAA Central Super Regional. First pitch from Beasley coming to Gum. Going to be outside for ball 1. No count for Gum. Gabby Vasquez on first base with 1 out. The pitch from Beasley. Going to be fouled hard into the net. Towards the visitor dugout. It's going to make the count 1-1. Jalissa Gum been a big bat in the lineup for the Golden Suns this season. Trying to keep the Suns in it here as they trail 2-1. The 1-1 pitch from Beasley. Going to be high over the catcher's head. Gabby Vasquez is going to advance to second. And the Golden Suns have Gabby Vasquez in scoring position. That ball hit right in front of our broadcast booth here in the net. Keeping us honest back here today with the foul balls. 2-1 count now for Gum. She's got a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the 8th. The pitch from Beasley going to be fouled over towards the band facility here at Chartwells. It's going to move the count to 2-2. Cambry Hill awaits on deck. Beasley gets the sign, the 2-2 pitch coming to Gum. The outside for ball 3, good eye by Jalissa. It's going to make the count full. Top of the 8th inning, Gabby Vasquez on second. Full count for Jalissa Gum with 1 out. The 3-2 pitch from Beasley. And he swung on and missed. And there's 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. Last chance here for the Golden Suns. Cambry Hill gonna step in. She's got Gabby Vasquez in scoring position on second. The wind pushing hard into left field. It's been really picking up here as the games went on, as we expecting some inclement weather moving in later this evening here in the Russellville area. And the first pitch from Beasley coming to Hill. in there for strike one. It's an 0-1 count on Cambry. Outfield playing back towards the fence. Even with the wind pushing in. And Hill steps in awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Beasley. The outside for ball one of the count. Going to make the count 1-1 with 2 outs here. Golden Suns trailing 2-1. Southern Arkansas coach is going to come out and have a word with his catcher Tyler Casada and also his pitcher Kimmy Beasley. There's an opportunity to win game one here for the Mule Riders. If you're just joining us, we're in the top of the 8th inning. Southern Arkansas took a 2-1 lead in the top of the 8th. After getting 2 on and a base hit from Ashton Atwell. Meeting's over in the circle, and Hill will step in awaiting the 1-1 pitch with 2 outs. Beasley gets the sign. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Going to be high for ball 2. Moves the count to 2-1 for Cambry. Hill trying to make something happen here with 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch to Hill. Going to be low for ball 3 of the count. Going to move it to 3-1. Good patience there by Cambry at the plate. The 3-1 pitch coming to Hill. Beasley gets the sign. The pitch. Be high for ball 4. Cambry Hill's going to move on down to first base, and the Golden Suns have 2 on with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. It's going to bring up Sarah Coronado, freshman batting .322 on the season, playing shortstop today. A big at bat for Coronado here is after the walk by Cambry Hill. Golden Suns giving another chance at the plate here. First pitch coming from Beasley to Coronado. 2 outs on the board, 2 on. It'll be high for ball 1. It'll be a 1-0 count for Coronado. She steps in. The 1-0 pitch from Beasley. High for ball 2. Moves the count to 2-0. Janie Knowles awaits on deck. Wind pushing really hard now in from left center. The 2-0 pitch from Beasley to Coronado. Going to be popped up to right field. Second baseman's going back. She's going to make the catch, and that's going to do it here in game 1. Southern Arkansas is going to survive with a 2-1 win. Ashton Atwell can get credit for scoring both the runs after an RBI in the top of the 8th to take the lead 2-1. Final stat line for Southern Arkansas is going to be 2 runs off 4 hits, no errors. And Arkansas Tech will finish with 1 run off 6 hits and no errors. Start time for tomorrow, game 2, set for 1 o'clock, weather pending. Nonetheless, Southern Arkansas is 1 win away, rather, from advancing to the College World Series. The Golden Suns will have to come out swinging tomorrow and win 2 in a row, back-to-back games, to advance to Denver. Southern Arkansas will move to 50-9 on the season. Arkansas Tech to 49-10. Jalissa Gum will get the loss, and Kimmy Beasley will move to 25-4. Nonetheless, thanks for joining us here for a great day of NCAA Super Regional Softball. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'm Patrick Camerling here on River Valley Radio and ArkansasTechSports.com. You've been listening to Golden Sun Softball.